A couple of years ago, I said, hey, look, the Cincinnati Bengals, you are about to enter the era of good feeling because Joe Burrow is it. You are going to be competitive for the next decade. He is that good. Just keep him healthy, but he is that good. Every year you'll be a Super Bowl threat because you have one of the top 5 to 7 quarterbacks in the game, young, who's only going to get better. The era of good, after years of embarrassment, the era of good feeling is here. You guys are going to be Super Bowl threats for a decade. That's that, because Joe Burrow came, he's a little bit older when he came in, so 24, 34. I'm about to tell the same thing to Bears fans.
What are you doing?
Caleb Williams, look, not just because, hey, I saw him play in one game and look how good he is, but you watch Caleb Williams play the last couple of years, and there's a reason why with all the other quarterbacks that we talked about, he went number 1 overall. As much as people want to drool over Jaden Daniels or J.J. McCarthy or Bo Nix, there's a reason why none of them ever threatened Caleb Williams going number 1, because the guy's skill set is incredible. And I knew he would come in and be really good right away, but after seeing some of the nuances with him early in camp, like, the era of good feeling is here now for the Bears for the next decade. Like, he's going to take over the league. Like, just watching some of the things, and I don't mean like off the field, like clearly the Bears like him and they believe in him, which is great. Like that's a great thing. I don't mean it's just, hey, let's clean up around this, let's clean up here. No, I mean, you could tell with the way the Bears talk about him when they talk after practice. This is what Caleb did in practice today. This was really impressive. This showed me this. This showed me this. They just not the same things that they say for Justin Fields or for Rex Grossman, whoever else you want to throw in there for the last 25 years. You can tell they really believe in this kid. And you watch him play, and some of the things in the first game, like his decision-making is really good. This is his first ever NFL action. And yeah, his decision-making is great. And when he throws on the run, he is so unbelievably accurate. And there's players, this makes me feel bad for guys that came in with really good throwing on the run skill sets, like Mark Sanchez threw great on the run. And I don't know why the Jets or the Eagles never put more plays in where we're going to get you out throwing on the run, because you do that really great. Like Caleb Williams on the run is so unbelievably accurate. When he gets outside the pocket, he's going to find guys you're going to say, how did he make that throw? It's going to be Mahomes-like with, it was 4th and 18. How does he find Rome Odunze for 22 yards? How is that? How does he make that throw? He was 1 foot out of bounds. His helmet was off. His eyes were closed. He lost half of the fingers on his right hand, and still he finds Rome Odunze between 3 defenders. Like, that's the skill set that Caleb Williams has. And he came in his first game, and it's like, yeah, I'll show you everything I got. This is, and it was easy. There was nothing that made me feel like, boy, he's struggling at all. When the rush came and was getting close to get to him, yeah, I'm good. My safety valve is right here. It's where I'm going with the football. There's no panic. There's no rush. He's just different. And like I said, there's a reason why he went number 1 and nobody else was talking about it. The era of good feeling is here for the Bears. Dude, your team is going to be great for a decade. And not only that, yes, you brought in the right players around him, because it's not like it's Caleb Williams and nobody else. Like, hey, we're loading you up with guys right now. You got Jahmyr Gibbs and Khalil Herbert now who's going to see some time, right? Maybe Rome Odunze. You look at what that is getting like in practice, and still DJ Moore is one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL. This is a really good team, and you have a quarterback that is coming in that's going to say, yeah, I'm ready from the jump. The era of good feeling is here for you, man. Your team is going to be great for a decade, at least. I mean, you're going to pay Caleb Williams $100 million a year in a few years, but you're gonna be a Super Bowl threat for a decade.
I don't know if the Bears will ever do that.
A decade.
But like, I'm the guy that wants to keep everybody off the wagon, because we have been in Chicago such a laughing stock all these years. But it took a couple of snaps, a couple of excitations, to use that word again, where folks all of a sudden are all over this wagon, and you're looking at the plays from Saturday, the 42-yard improv to DeAndre Swift, not Gibbs. We got the other Lions guy that they wanted, didn't want anymore. So
did I say Gibbs? I meant to say Swift.
Well, you got Gibbs on the brain because maybe he's on one of those fantasy rosters.
Yeah, Gibbs is on my fantasy roster.
Mr. Gibbs.
We'll get to Gibbs. I keep thinking about him.
Yeah,
checking for updates
so
on
it's
him.
Swift and Roschon Johnson. Roschon Johnson, who would be a starter on at least half of the teams in the National Football League. Go all through that receiving core. You had a couple of drops that maybe the stat line would look better. And this is where, you start digging a little deeper than a box score and 1 or 2 highlights, as it were, the throw to Kmet that everybody salivated on. What's the key to it? The eyes stay downfield as he's moving out of the pocket, as he's rolling out, gets the ball out. He's decisive. in every step that he took, deliberate all the way through. And, yeah, it's exciting to see. Right, you saw shades of it every now and again with Fields. We talked with Jason Lockenfor last hour. You go back to Jay Cutler, and there were moments where he was dialed in, and with the arm strength and everything, it worked. Well, now you have the full complement of players. You got a defense that's ranked top 10 and was one of the best defenses last year. Now, all of a sudden, you got the swirling wind, something we talked about 2 weeks ago. What if the Bears go and decide to push all in and go get Judon? From the Patriots.
Why not,
right?
buddy? Why
so
not?
all of those things are the wheels in motion, because these guys were all at their last legs too, in terms of, if this doesn't work, we're going to get fired. Mm-hmm. Right? Eberflus in particular, to where even with now the haircut and the beard and whatever else, that it's all there. You made a bunch of moves, and you've got an offense replete with skill position players that can get it done, and an offensive line that graded out pretty well last year. Yeah, there were still some sluggish times, but on paper, you've got an opportunity to go be great, and you've got a quarterback. And I like the thing of, hey, pick up after yourselves. Like I know Amani Toomer and some other folks got out of whack. It's like someone's got to be the grown-up in the room.
No,
if it's the 23-year-old guy or whatever
great.
he is.
No, dude, that's great. But I don't care if Aaron Rodgers is throwing stuff is pouring soda on the floor if he's going for 5,000 yards and 35 touchdowns.
But the point is the attention to details. And in a Chicago locker room in particular, that hasn't always been there. And so I think that's where you start making the extra jump. And it's not to disparage guys that came before him, but it's more just you've got a quarterback that's coming in, and he's not, oh, shucks, other than when he threw out what his signing bonus was in that first episode of Hard Knocks. Not quite sure what the game was there, because he's making everybody else look bad, or just saying, all right, he's the mark because he's picking up every check now, whatever the case may be. But yeah, a lot of excitement. It's game one.
You have no problem.
So for me, it's
era of good feeling is
but
here.
Remember what I told all those Bengal fans after they lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl. Don't go assuming you're getting back here.
Yeah, it's
the good times.
Healthy, sure,
good times don't roll forever.
You're a Super Bowl threat for a decade. A big NFL story today. Hassan Reddick, who for the last year has been one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL, one of the best at getting to the quarterback.
Oh, that was one of the greatest acquisitions of the offseason.
You shut up. So the Jets make a trade for him, and they remake their defensive line because, hey, they had a lot of guys coming up. They couldn't pay them all, so this is what they did. They let a couple of guys go. They let Bryce Huff go. They let John Franklin Myers go. Hey, we're replacing you with Hassan Reddick, who is 29, one of the best pass rushers in the game. Awesome. What a great defensive line. The Jets trade for him, and there's talk at the time when the Jets make the trade for him that, well, I really want a new contract if I'm going to play. If you talk to the Jets say they knew, and Hassan Reddick's people knew, we traded for him, we expect him to be with the team, and we can talk about it. Hassan Reddick's team will say, the Jets knew I wanted a new contract, and they traded for me anyway. So either the Jets screwed it up by trading for a player they didn't know they could sign, or the Jets screwed it up by trading for a player who then subsequently told them, I'm not going to sign. In any event, the Jets screwed it up. And now today, Hassan Reddick has asked for a trade from the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets responded very quickly saying, we're not going to trade him.
I like that they put that statement out.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you why. And the Jets said, we're not going to trade him. We look forward to him coming in playing for us. We didn't obtain him to trade him, blah, 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 blah. Let me just say this. First thing I want to say is, my doctor told me count to 10, then stop. This is the Jets being the Jets. And this is why they're hoping that 8 is the guy that covers up all the ills they have. Aaron Rodgers, regardless of whatever's coming out of biography of him, whether he was immunized or not, it doesn't matter. They are hoping, hey, Aaron Rodgers, cover up the fact that we're the Jets. Be great, and no one will care that we're the Jets. Because quite honestly, Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh are going to get fired at the end of the year if they're no good.
That's
Joe
right.
Douglas might get fired anyway, because how do you decide we're going to go get this guy and you don't know that you can sign? You